You know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's summertime, baby! Guess what that means? That means the last day. Probably. Probably half a day. I probably spent half a day getting the boat unwinterized-ish and ready to go. Getting ready to see if we can fire this puppy up. Said this one, I like your boat. It's a perfect boat. It's a 1978 Glastron SSV-117. It's a 17-foot boat. Originally it came from Florence, South Carolina. I don't like the name, but it was on there when I got it. America. So it's 78 Glastron. It's got the Cruiser 165. It's an inline 6, pretty much a Chevrolet 250 cubic inch inline 6. I think the engine is a 77. And the boat's actually a 78. But it's got an old Rochester 2GC, 2-jet carburetor on it. Got the heat choke, not the electric. It's got a passage that runs through the void of the exhaust manifold, and it pulls air up from the bottom, and the heat is what activates the choke. Look at that bee flying around right there. I gotta kill him. Damn, bees everywhere right now. Anyway, not a bad little boat. So, see if we can fire this thing up. Well, she just started up, boys. Had to give a little squirt right there. Been setting for a while, she ain't want to crank. But I did change the fuel filter and all that, and it's got a mechanical fuel filter, fuel pump. But it's alive. Wait now to see how this thermostat, if it's gonna work. At 40 psi on the oil pressure. Fuel gauge does not work. RPMs, doing good. Volts, charging nicely. Temp, holding right at 140, maybe 145. Horn works. Believe we're ready for the water, baby. The little shift switch, if you don't go to forward, it's got a little shift interrupter. If you just baby that thing, it'll ground it out and kill it. Shift interrupter switch is made so it kills the engine for a split second to get it out of gear. If you just don't go with it, it'll cut it off. I got the cable adjusted best I can. Really don't want to sink a whole lot of money in this thing. This is the block that we welded up a couple years ago. Does not seem to be leaking, so we did good. See y'all out on the water. Dubs for the day. We out.